Hey guys, and thanks for tuning in. I want to talk to you about Second Assault, the second DLC that's already been announced for Battlefield 4. It was actually announced at the Microsoft press conference after the showcase of the Angry Sea single player demo. Now, no footage has been seen so far, and in fact, at the press conference, they never even said the information that I'm about to tell you. It's public knowledge now, there's no secrets, but they didn't state at the press conference that Second Assault would actually be 4 reimagined Battlefield 3 maps, and that's where it's going to be. So they're going to pick 4 maps from Battlefield 3, and they're going to reimagine them in the Battlefield 4 engine, which is the Battlefield 3 engine anyway, but they've made some upgrades to it. And I think the most interesting thing is if they put the Levolution twist on it. I can't really say how I feel about this, to be honest. I can't decide if it's a great thing or a bad thing. I don't know whether already rehashing the Battlefield 3 maps is a good idea. I'm trying to rack my brains to think of what maps are likely to be included, because right now they've not disclosed what 4 maps are going to be included. I can make guesses as to what they're going to be, and I'm going to do that now, but it might be worth mentioning they could do a vote on it. It's possible that they may very well put it to a vote and say, hey guys, what 4 maps do you want to see? And they'll go on community feedback. Or they've already made the decision or are in the process of making those decisions. I would guess Operation Metro would be in there. Now, a lot of people will disagree with me on this, but wait for it until you hear my explanations. Despite the fact that I don't like it, it's still a very popular map. And what you could do with Metro, I'm going to get to in a minute, could make it a very good map. Other maps, Caspian Border, it's quite iconic. I can't really see them not including Caspian Border. And unlike Metro, it was a very popular map. The question is, what could you really do to Caspian to improve it? We'll have to wait and see. Noshaha Canals is also a likely choice, not because the map itself is good, but because it's really popular on TDM game mode, so it's feasible they could bring that one back. So let's say we've got those 3 maps. We've got Noshaha Canals, we've got Metro, and we've got Caspian. What would be the 4th one? It's hard to say. I would like to see Grand Bazaar. I think it's a really good map, and maybe with some tweaks it could be even better. I would also like to see Send Crossing. So that one is a bit of a toss-up. For all I know, they could completely surprise us. They've already picked the maps, and they're going to shove Davaman Peak in there. It's anyone's guess. I've got 2 main questions, though, that I'm thinking right now. The first one is, what maps would you lovely people like to see? If you got to pick 4 maps that you would want to see returning from Battlefield 3 in the new game, what would they be? List them below. I really want to get a good idea of what's going on. I want to get a good session in terms of feedback on what people really want to see. The second question, and maybe most important, is what would they massively change to the maps? Would they change them at all, or would they just bring them across? For instance, and this is why I'm thinking Metro, along the Metro lines, what could they do to improve the map and to keep that Metro feel, but drastically change certain elements? What I would like to see is, if they were going to bring Metro back, for an example, how awesome would it be if they opened up the streets above the Metro, so you had the Paris streets that you could run through. You could then come down to the tunnels beneath, maybe via some sewerage pipes, sewerage ladders. All of a sudden you've already drastically changed the map, and instead of being linear, it's got far more opportunities. Maybe if they were able to blow the road, you could blow the road and a vehicle going over the top of it, i.e. a tank or APC, would then just drop through the gap straight into the sewer beneath. They could also open up the elevators that are already in the map, and you could go between floors on the elevators, maybe even to a basement level. Small things like the escalators, for example. The escalators could be turned on and off via a switch, which may not seem like a massive thing, but maybe if a player is running up the escalators and they're going in the opposite direction, they're now going to be able to get up to the top a lot slower. Simple things like that would be really cool. They've already got fire extinguishers in the Metro, so they could add their twist that's already been seen in the Shanghai demo, where you blow up a fire extinguisher and it plumes smoke. All these little things could be added, and it could make the map so much better. Now, I don't know if they're going to pick Metro. I don't even know what maps they're going to pick. None of us do. But those are just some ideas I think they could apply to Metro and take it from a very linear and bad map to an amazing map, and that would have amazing potential. So I want to hear from you guys. What would you like to see? And if you do want to see that particular map, whatever it may be, What do you think could be done to change it? I also wanted to quickly skim over something that's appeared on the internet on the Battlefield website Battlefieldo. I've linked it beneath. Credit goes to them, it's been pulled from the alpha files. I haven't found it, but the link for the website is beneath, so go check that out. There's a ton of information in this text dump. It's got weapon names, it's got specializations, it's got vehicles, game modes, it's even got some single player missions named. Now obviously this is all pre-alpha, it's subject to change, so take it with a pinch of salt. However, there's a couple of interesting things on there. It talks about some new game modes called Obliteration, Playground, and Elimination, so no idea what they really are, but they sound interesting. And also specializations. You've got your standard ones, ammo, explosive boost, grenade boost, but there's quite an interesting one, heal speed boost, as well as your sprint boost, and one called squad sharing, whatever that may be. So that's quite interesting. Also, in terms of the accessories front for weapons, it seems that there's a lot more rails that you can pick between. There is your standard foregrip, heavy barrel as it would seem, and it seems you've got a quad rail, sight rail, and a sight rail too. Now, it's not clear if they're actually attachments or not, but if they are, it would mean there would be a lot more options that you could pick between. It kind of falls in line with what Zinto and other developers have said on the stream. There will be a lot more weapon attachments that you can pick between. I know that there is a slanted foregrip, or angled foregrip, and that isn't on the list, so that might be, one of those might be a code name for that. So check the link out. There's a ton of stuff on there. If you want to see the single player mission names as well, go and have a look at that. Obviously spoileralert.com, but check those out. And lastly guys, the winner of my Metro Last Light giveaway is a lovely gentleman called Purple Sea Jim. He threatened to kill people in real life if he didn't have a copy of the game, so I feel as though I've saved some lives by giving him the copy of the game. It was drawn at random, so no favoritism, but hopefully I'll have some more giveaways soon. Either way, in the comments below, as I said, list your 4 DLC maps that you want to see, why you want to see them, and be creative. Think of some reasons or ways that they could change them to make them better. And as always, I'll catch you on the next one.